Schizophrenia or demon possession? Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. While I was in my pastoral care and counseling class in my super conservative evangelical seminary, don't worry, I'm not like that. The professor passed out this journal article. And the journal article's title was The Differentiation Between Schizophrenia and Demon Possession. And I was instantly intrigued and started reading it. Like while he was talking, he turned into a womp womp womp. The article was written by a psychiatrist, which is one of the psychological doctors that can prescribe medicine. And he was clearly a long-tenured psychiatrist, but when you read between the lines, it also appeared that he was a practicing Catholic. And he said that he had treated a bunch of people for schizophrenia. And, the way that you do them, you've got some diagnostic tools, and ultimately you will prescribe a medicine. He referred to the medicine lithium, I believe. And if that medicine works, it's one of the last steps in saying, yeah, that this person definitely has schizophrenia. And his basic conclusion is that if somebody comes in complaining of demon possession and you give them lithium and it stops, then it wasn't demon possession, it was schizophrenia. And the bottom line sentence that was really powerful was, demons don't respond to lithium. He went on to say that he had worked with many patients that had schizophrenia, and in his entire career, he had actually never found someone that did not have schizophrenia, but instead it was experiencing authentic demon possession. But he ultimately didn't rule it out. He just said that if it's accurate, if it's a real phenomenon, then it is incredibly rare. And you know what's interesting? That's actually underscored by the Catholic Church, which is one of the streams of Christianity that actually has a right for exorcism. I recently read a book about the Vatican's exorcists, because clearly it should be obvious now by this video that if you put something like that in the title of something, I'm going to have to read it. I just can't help myself. But in that book, it said that the Catholic Church has a rule that if you are going to an exorcist, that first you have to go to a psychiatrist and you have to make sure that it's not something else. And once you're sort of given the clean bill of health from the psychiatrist, that then an exorcist can perform the rite of exorcism. And here's why this is important. It's important because for a long, long time, the church, especially people, in my experience, in the more conservative evangelical streams, like the people that went to that seminary class that I was in, have for a long time ignored mental health and instead put mental health into spiritual terms and said, you don't need therapy, you need to pray. You don't need lithium, you need an exorcism. And what that does is it actually hurts people. It hurts them mentally. It can ultimately hurt them physically, because when you don't deal with mental health problems, there are physical problems that can result, including dying from suicide, but that is another video. So as a pastor, I'm saying pastors have absolutely no business diagnosing mental health problems. And in fact, it is really incumbent on pastors to have a good referral system where they can refer their people to great counselors. And I can tell you, as a person who has gone through therapy on a number of different issues, it is really important, and those healers really make a difference in our world. And it is not the role of pastors to do that work. It is the role of therapists. But the actual role of pastors and church leaders and churches in this situation is to be a cheerleader for therapy in general and for the individuals that are dealing with that and working on their mental health, because this is really important. And to not stigmatize it, to say, yes, this is normal. It's normalizing mental health, and getting help with mental health is so, so, so important. And we need our religious leaders to step up to the plate and stop over-spiritualizing these issues and instead start getting people into therapy. So if you're in therapy, way to go. You're doing a great job. It's really hard to heal from mental health problems, and I personally am so glad that you're there. And if you're not sure if you should try therapy or if you should at least talk to somebody, let me just tell you, you should. Because if you're not sure, There is absolutely no risk in talking to a therapist. It's like going to a doctor when you're feeling like you've got a fever. You feel like you might have a fever. If you feel like you might be sick, go to a doctor. Let the doctor help you, because healing is possible.